Okay, let's go. This is Jets Uncovered, part of the Undroppables Network. I am Midnite Mike, one of your hosts, and I'm taking over the major hosting duties for Honest Abe while he is in transition of two houses. Good to be here. We're ready to talk some Jets. I'm going to be fired up about some things, but let's talk to my co-host, Tommy Jets. What's up? How you doing tonight?
What's up, Mike? I'm doing great, man. Yeah, let's talk some Jets. I know there's some stuff I want to talk about with this Reddick thing. Yeah.
Well, before we get into that, because I'm just I'm on fire about this. But you were in Canton. Why were you in Canton?
Oh, I was in Canton for like a fantasy football expo. Paid for a booth there. Unfortunately, the couple of the guys I was going to go with, one of them wasn't able to make it, and the other actually had to fly back for an emergency situation with his mother. So it was just me, my wife, kind of rocking solo out there. We met some cool people, exchanged some numbers with some companies. It was just a good marketing thing for my company. Cool.
And that's FF. You got that. I mean, you work more than most people. You got you're on Jets X Factor, FF League Winners, and Inner City Jets, your YouTube channel that you just started. So everyone needs to head over there and subscribe. I am on the Midnite Mike Show, which is on every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Today, since Abe isn't here, Tommy, we're bringing back our special guest co-host of last week, and he's my co-host on the Midnite Mike Show. It's Matty. What's up, Matty?
Scraping the bottom of that barrel, baby. What's up, boys?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's hot and muggy as hell in Denver right now, and I'm sweating like Michael Jackson at a Boy Scout meeting.
There you go. Still no air conditioner over there.
We have the temporary.
We're still not rocking an air conditioner?
I'm going to have to do my own show and get a GoFundMe going because I'm dying over here.
There you go.
That'll be the thing that gets my wife to be like, oh, this is why you spend all that time on YouTube, is we get a
Oh, man, you guys got the new logo hats, and I'm stuck with this old one.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Absolutely not.
But dude, when you rep old shit, it lets everybody know, hey, I didn't just show up.
Yeah, that's why I wear my 75th anniversary Boomer jersey every now and then, or my Klecko.
Right. Yeah, I got my Gastineau jersey with the patch on it, dude.
There you go. All right.
Did you get the jerseys I sent you, by the way?
I was taking a peek at them while Mike was doing the intro.
Oh, yeah,
those
that's
sick.
Game worn,
those
right?
Are sick.
I got to lose some weight to put them on, dude. I tried to try one on, and I was like, holy fuck, dude. I'm going to have to, hang that off the top of the bunk bed and dive into it.
Those ones, those old 90s jerseys were very tight, from the nipple to the waist. They're literally, they're so tight.
The strike zone is nothing nice.
And up here is super loose because they used to wear those monster shoulder pads.
They had those mega pads. That Murphy Brown was like, dude, those are big shoulder pads.
Yeah. But anyway, okay, guys, we got to talk Jets. There's been a lot going on. The biggest news right now is the Haason Reddick requesting a trade and Joe Douglas telling him to go fuck himself.
I love it.
Me too. I love it. We will get into that because I know that's why everybody wants to, listen and hear what we have to say. But before we get into that, and if you have to get to that, skip ahead a little bit. Let's quickly talk about the preseason game, first preseason game of the year 2024. The Jets and the Washington Redskins, or Commanders, I'm sorry. And the Jets end up pulling out the victory. Tommy, who stood out to you in that game?
I'll start with the offense first. I love my man Braylon Allen.
Yep.
It kind of showed what everybody was looking at. Great one-cut vision. He truck sticked the guy too. I love seeing that. People were kind of calling him soft in the draft process. So I love him giving him that middle finger. Yeah, straight middle finger to all those haters. On the defensive side, man, I love that JBC played pretty well. I think he had the highest defensive grade, if I'm not mistaken, for the Jets. He's kind of stepping up now as a cover corner, and I just love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. A few of the guys, I mean, you mentioned Braylon Allen, but God, Martinez, looked great. Now, once again, third stringers playing third stringers. It is what it is. But I'll tell you, he had 2 long passes that were very accurate with outstanding catches from Brandon Smith. And then, and who the fuck is that guy? And then how about that? How about that Peasley, beautiful, just little rainbow right into the perfect spot for Brownlee to, or for, was it Brownlee? Yeah, Brownlee to catch for that touchdown.
Brownlee, yeah. Dude, that's the thing. I mean, and again, not to jump on anything, but you play who's in front of you. If you're a third stringer and you're playing a third stringer, you play. You play to win. And gosh dang, dude. I mean, again, our team looked like, hey, we're ready to face the challenge in front of us. Offense looked great. Defense looked good. Again, it was a tight game because you're not going to try and hurt yourself on anything. But the fact of the matter is this. As a preseason game, and I said this on our show, on Saturday, no injuries for either team. Everything went well. It was a great way to evaluate talent, and that's exactly what we wanted to see, and our team looked good. They had some great plays on their side, too.
Yeah.
We're not absolutely a Redskins podcast, but absolutely. Like, if I was a Redskins or Commanders, whatever you want to say, fan, I would be very pleased with how my team performed as well. So, great game all around.
Jaden Daniels looked good.
Dude, he looked great.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take it a step further. Again, just the first preseason game, but I was, watching him. I was like, because I had to watch it, in chopped up bits and stuff because I was at work, but he looked great. Like, if I'm a Commanders fan, I'm stoked. I'm ready. I'm like, yeah, we're not going to go win any Super Bowls this year, but
it's a start.
If he progresses, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good foundation.
This is the scene where Link goes into the cave and the guy gives him the wooden sword.
Yep, he's ready to keep going. Yep.
Take this and go. So I think both teams should be very pleased with how things went. And again, especially our team. I'm sorry, but the Jets, they look good. They were ready to play at the level of their opponent. They're ready to go. And I'm very, very happy with it. And Tippmann did not embarrass himself.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about, man.
That was the one, again, we talked to the Saturday. I was looking at snaps, literally every play on the offense. I was paying no attention really to anything other than, can Tippmann get his shit together? He looked fine. So maybe he's worked it out. I'm happy with it. And so, yeah, great game. And again, if you're a Redskins/Commanders fan, you should be happy too. So great all around. Can't wait till Saturday.
Let me ask you, Tommy. I spoke to Matty about this on our show. The one thing about that game that I wish was a little bit more promising is the 2 series that Tyrod was out there. I really wish we would have seen a little bit more out of him. Now, he did have one nice pass, but it was brought back for some sort of penalty. But what did you think of Tyrod?
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess I'm gonna have to quote, Rodgers, and I guess we actually kind of talked about this before when I briefly was on your show. I think it was last week or the week before. It's preseason, so I try not to get too tied up in it. The good things look good, but things that look bad, can't really read too much into it yet. Listen, Tyrod's, an established veteran. I think he'll be fine. One thing I am annoyed with, though, is Brian Costello, man. Why can't this guy just enjoy his fucking job? Have you seen him? He's complaining that he has to watch the Jets and dude, I know so many people would love to watch the Jets, even if it's preseason. You have this guy.
I couldn't even watch the Jets.
Yeah, I had to watch it on the fucking replay.
You got blacked out, didn't you?
Okay.
Screwed,
I'll tell you real quick what happened to me.
Here we go.
I put out a video about this because I was so fired up. So while the Jets game was going on, a new regular 6-minute video came out on my page because I was so fucking fired up. So I live on the Long Island Sound on the Connecticut side. So I'm Connecticut on the Long Island Sound, but I'm technically in the Hartford market, right? Hartford market was playing infomercials, CBS, instead of playing the Jets game. Okay? So you'd be like, okay, you're out of market, which means that you can watch it on NFL Plus. So I bought NFL Plus, and I was blacked out because I'm too close in mileage. NFL Plus goes by mileage, not market. So mileage, I'm way too close to New York City. So I was blacked out there. So then I ended up watching the game. I found out that I would have also been blacked out on Sunday Ticket, but then Sunday Ticket doesn't show preseason games. Then the way I was watching the game was I was watching whatever highlights were popping up on Twitter. and the Jets were.
That's literally how I watched it.
So the Jets Twitter said available on CBS. Nope, not for me. Even though I'm 40 minutes to 50 minutes outside the city, it's also available on Paramount Plus. So I go over to Paramount Plus because I pay for that, and I click on the game, and it says you're blocked due to regional restrictions.
No.
So they also go by mileage.
A whole discussion on Twitter, like all.
I could not watch the game. So the only thing I could do was pay for NFL Plus, the premium, which was $14.99. I ended up paying the extra, so I could watch the replay before we went live on Saturday night.
Dude,
and I'm not that committed, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll watch what I can."
No, so when you say that people don't want to watch Jets preseason games, look at what I went through to watch that game, because I love football that much.
Over backwards, and it's funny because I was watching this in real time on Twitter while I was at work, and it was just more like angry post after angry post. Like, what the fuck? Why is this not working?
I saw one tweet, and while I was at the expo, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I was like, "What's going on?"
What's funny is, so I went on Paramount Plus too because I'm in Denver, and I was like, "Oh, all right, well, shit, dude. If Paramount Plus has it, I can get that at work." And apparently, it's only a local thing for Game 1.
Hi, Matty's dog.
Hounds. Yes, hi, hounds. Fetch me their souls. But so I was like, "Oh, well, let me jump on there." So I think I get to watch the next 2 games, but we'll see. I don't know. This whole preseason thing is such a fucking debauch, dude. Like, honestly, like, if the NFL was smart, they would literally be like, look, you can click here, pay $1.99, and watch the preseason game. Like, literally. It would be like buying a premium podcast.
I'm not understanding how there is zero ways for someone who lives literally less than an hour outside of the city to not, I can't watch the game. Even if I want to fucking pay.
That's like you are in that like weird ether zone.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I'm 100% on your side.
And the worst part is,
somebody needs to fucking literally
CBS Hartford played the Patriots game and also played the Giants game, but did not play the Jets game.
I understand 100%. What I'm saying is, enough Jet fans that are out there really need to fucking raise some hell and be like, look, dude, this is bullshit.
Yeah, you got to figure something out. I don't mind paying.
But that's the thing.
Figure this out.
I'm in the same boat. I will pay for quality. Like, somebody will be like, dude, you paid $90 for an amazing steak dinner. I'm like, dude, it's an amazing steak dinner. My wife and I went out. I'll pay for quality. I'll pay for my game. I'm not trying to scam. Like, I feel like the Big Lebowski. I'm not trying to scam anybody here, man. But
that's the thing. On my video,
give me the option.
No, on my
the argument is give me the option.
But I would love people to go over and check out the video, because it is Midnite Mike at his angriest. Like, I'm fucking pissed.
I wish. Oh man.
But the worst thing is, I had people commenting, and 1 or 2 people who commented who were like, "Oh, the NFL wants to make money. Big surprise." And I'm like, "No, you didn't watch the whole video. I was willing. I tried. I paid." Yeah. And I still couldn't watch the game.
My fucking money.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. Like, you're doing everything on your end that is fair. You're like, look, I want your product. I'm willing to pay for your product. You're not willing to supply me with your product, and that's the problem because of bullshit gray area geographics, and that's not fair.
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mike, if that ever happens, I got some streams for you, brother. So just...
Well, I'm always worried about those streams, because I actually went on with Green Bean for the game. Like, I was going to go on and because he does a live stream. And so he said, he told me to come on. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I hop on the stream, and neither of us could get the game because he is in Virginia, which is the Commanders' home market, but he's also was in a weird blacked out area. So both of us for the whole first quarter are sitting there trying to figure out. He's got his wife in the background, like going to different satellites and all this other stuff.
I'm fine with my computer getting herpes, so send me your streams.
But he ended up getting it on a link. And when I tried to bring up the link, it just kept bringing me to jerkmate.com.
Look,
which I
that
love.
Girl worked really hard.
I'm okay with
to be
that.
Nominated for top streamer of 2024. Okay, she's been trying really hard.
Well, that's what I ended up doing for the rest of the Jets game.
Dude, I'm making
I just hung out on jerkmake.com.
Making shit up. Well, I mean, for 3 minutes you're really happy, and then you go to sleep.
Yeah, and then I watch the replay.
I mean, I don't know how you roll, but yeah, I mean,
All
I'm
right.
about me.
Let's get
All
in,
right,
let's
move
get
on.
yeah, let's get into the big story in the world of the New York Jets, and that is a couple days ago, Haason Reddick and his agent informed the New York Jets that they were requesting a trade after requesting a trade and being traded. Now they're requesting another trade, and Joe Douglas took no time at all to basically tell him, F off, we're not trading you. Tommy, me and you talked a little bit, went back and forth a little bit on X. Give me your thoughts, and then we'll go to Matty, and we'll see if I can keep my calm.
I want to hear this.
Listen, they both need each other, but I really have a bone to pick with Joe Douglas you let Bryce Huff walk because you didn't want to pay him the fucking money, which is fine. It's whatever. Then you trade for Haason Reddick. And when you traded for Reddick, you knew you were going to get rid of John Franklin Myers. He said as much. So, that's basically the two guys gone to make room for this one guy. And then before you even bring him on, you guys don't get the fucking contract settled. Reddick's an asshole for not showing up. I definitely am on that side too. But holy shit, Joe Douglas, could he have dropped the ball any harder, man?
I don't think he dropped the ball. I don't.
Oh, you're crazy, Mike.
I think he dropped the ball if he dropped the ball, he dropped the ball letting Bryce Huff go. Period.
Yeah.
Okay? I can agree with that. But when he went and got Haason Reddick not only was talking about it in his opening press conference or whatever, but all reports say, and Joe Douglas and everybody says, that Haason Reddick was basically, coming in saying, look, we'll work it out. It's not going to be a problem. I'm going to show up. I'm going to work. I'm going to do the stuff I have to do. And he went back on his fucking word. He proved himself to be a classless, lowlife piece of garbage. And I'm okay saying that. And I know he can stomp me into the ground. That's fine. But it's my opinion that he's the one who came out looking like a piece of shit. And Joe Douglas took a man at his word. And I'm sure that Joe Douglas was offering him something for this season, some sort of guarantee on that money. But at this point, fuck it. Let him sit there and keep getting fines and not collecting his money, because if he doesn't play or he fakes an injury or something, he's not guaranteed that money. Injury means, right? Am I correct?
You are.
Yeah.
So he'll sit there and just lose money all year. And then what does he expect? He expects to come back next year as a free agent, or the Jets would still have some sort of rights to him, I believe.
Because he wouldn't have an accrued year.
The way it works is he would still owe them a year.
Okay, but regardless. And so now he's coming back at 31 or maybe 32. And what team is going to want a guy who pulled that shit 2 years older with 2 years not playing or 1 year not playing? He has, in my opinion, there's no leverage there. And I understand the fact that people are saying, no, if the Jets want to win, they need Haason Reddick. I am not willing to bow like a bitch to any of these overpaid players, because let's be honest, every single one of them, down to the vet minimum, is over fucking paid. And it's okay. They're professional sports players. We get that. That's normal. But don't sit there and pull this shit. I feel my heart does not bleed for Haason fucking Reddick, and I hope he sits out, loses everything, and he has to sign some bullshit deal next year or the year after. And yeah, I look, and I know no Jets fans are going to agree with this. I've gone 40 plus years not seeing the Jets win a Super Bowl. I can go another go another 40. I am not down with bowing these owners. You know what? It takes a Joe Douglas to stand up to him, make him fucking sit, and then it takes another owner of another team to do it to someone, and then all of a sudden the tide fucking changes because they start seeing these guys lose all this money and the owner's not caving, and all of a sudden you get more reasonable deals.
No, I think that's a good point. I don't disagree with that. Listen, I think Reddick's an idiot for sitting out and accruing over $1 million fucking dollars in fines now. That just doesn't make sense to me. But man, I still can't just the act of getting Reddick when he had younger options there is just not going to sit well with me. And especially, I think kind of what set it off too is after he traded for Reddick, he admitted that he made room for Reddick's future contract, getting rid of JFM. So I'm sure that Reddick's agents or whoever's like handling that situation was like, oh, this is the end we have. And now it just makes him look like a fucking asshole. I mean, we all know that, though. But it's fucking, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it.
Matty, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, here's my thoughts. I think that he will probably cave and show up for game 1. That said, the Jets don't owe him anything because he wanted to play ball. He wanted, again, you saw the tweet I sent. You want to play reindeer games, asshole? We'll dress warm because we're going to the North Pole. And the fact of the matter is he has shown nothing but ill will, and if you want to play that way, fine. But you better have an amazing season if you even show up for game 1. If he doesn't show up for game 1, like it's a lose-lose for him. If he doesn't show up and keeps holding out, cool. Tank an entire $15 million year, get paid nothing.
And get fined on top of it.
Yeah, and then try to say, oh, people need me. And no one is going to take that. Like, no one.
I'm sure teams will take it, but it ain't going to be for anywhere near to what he thought he was going to get from the Jets or the Eagles.
He's not going to get a lot of money. And the fact of the matter is that if he just showed up, played ball, I mean, the guy's, I believe he's 30, 31. Like, sorry, dude, but you're an edge rusher. You're ready to fucking rock and roll right now. But I got news for you. Being 46 years old, I can tell you right now, 31 to 33, there's a difference.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that if the Jets were willing to guarantee him just some of his $14 million, I think that should be a win for him because then he's a free agent. He can ball out. He can still collect some guaranteed money, and then he can say to the Jets, look, now you owe me, or I'm going somewhere else and they'll pay me.
I came here with goodwill, but he didn't. He came in with and I watched his original press conference earlier today, and he's like, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in the building, doing whatever. You haven't shown up, dude. Like, you've basically shown up, pissed in everybody's faces, and I got news for you. Will McDonald is ready to take your job. He wants your job.
Now hold on. The weird thing is that, and everything I've seen from Will McDonald when they showed him in like the joint practices with Washington, it looked good to me. But once again, that's what's coming out from like, well, actually, I did see a clip from some Jets beat writer, but I still hear people talking about how Will McDonald isn't progressing the way he should. So what is the consensus here?
My view on that is this. Will McDonald understands, because he's smart enough to know, look, there is a bigger fish out there that can take this job whenever. But while he chooses not to, I have to make the most of what I've got. And the fact of the matter is that, you know what? I'm sorry, but I've been in that position playing hockey in college. I've been like with dudes who are injured. I'm like, look, I have to show the coaching staff that they want me. And
let's hope.
I have no doubt that Will McDonald, who I think is a very capable player. No, he's not Haason Reddick, but he's also not 31 years old or 30, whatever he is. And I'm sorry, but as a coaching staff, I'm going, all right, we got this dude out here. No, he's not at that level yet, but he's 23 or whatever Will McDonald is, 22. They have to factor that in, and Will McDonald understands that too. They know he's not a seasoned veteran like Haason Reddick. And I'm sorry, but if Will McDonald really decides that he's going to make the most of this, which I 100% believe he will, and I hope he does. Thank you, Hounds. That I'm sorry, but as a coaching staff, you cannot literally go, look, this dude has better shit to do than play for us. This guy would flat out step over his dying grandma to get that sack. It's not hard to really want to tip the scales to this younger guy. And yeah. I'm sorry, but Haason Reddick, basically, it's entirely up to him to get off his ass, show that when you're a Jet all the way, or if not, cool, sit down, lose money, and fuck off.
Well, let me ask you guys this: Do you think Will McDonald being the guy this season, and let's say he gets 3 sacks, but if we had Haason Reddick, he'd get 7 or 8. right?
He get 9.
Now,
He get 9.
okay, let's say 9 to Will McDonald's 3.
Let's be real. I mean,
Is that the difference between winning a Super Bowl and not winning a Super Bowl?
No, it is not.
No, probably not.
Okay, so we let him fucking sit. And once again,
that's what I'm
okay, even if, like, once again, I don't want to be the team that bows to someone who's pulling this shit just to win a Super Bowl. It seems sleazy. I'd rather be the team that stood up to him and won an AFC championship.
No, right now, I've heard stories about players who were like, look, dude, your finger's broken. You can sit out or we can chop off your finger. Will McDonald would be the guy who would say, chop off my fucking finger so I can
Although that would make it a lot harder to play football.
The JPP man had like 3 fingers.
Yeah, that's true.
But what I'm saying
the
is,
big club.
I mean, Will McDonald was like, if his pinky was fucking shattered, and they were like, look, we can either sit you down and you can rehab for the rest of the year, or we can cut the finger off and you can keep playing basically next game. Will McDonald would say, chop the finger off.
Yeah, the kid's
Tom Reddick would be like, I'm out.
Well, before we get out of here, because we are getting to our close, Tommy, have you heard anything in all your rumblings about Will McDonald? Like, what's the general thing you're feeling? Are you getting more positive or more negative?
Well, from when people are seeing him, they're seeing him perform well. Like, so I'm not sure if the coaching staff's like trying to slowly easing him along. Technique wise, because I do know that they are going through specific technique stuff for some of their edge guys when they go into practices. They do kind of do a lot of one-on-one stuff there. But man, I think I think the plan was to deploy Will McDonald kind of the way that they deployed Bryce Huff last year, where he's like in on passing downs, he can pin his ear back and just go fucking attack. Having Reddick there helps that instead of making McDonald a 3-down player. But McDonald hasn't been too terrible in the run game, so hey, I'm with it. And plus, I mean, I gotta look at this too, man. I completely forgot. Like, the Jets have a lot of fucking people to pay. Like, after this year.
Yep.
So I don't know what they're gonna do. Like,
for the next 2 years.
Yeah. So it's a lot of tough decisions. I don't even know where to start. It's sticky, man.
Part of me really feels like letting Haason Reddick sit and leave is kind of okay.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Jets Uncovered. Please follow us on Twitter at Jets Uncovered. Both Abe and Tommy and myself all tweet from that, and it will also retweet our own personal things, so you know what's going on in the world of the New York Jets and in the world of Abe and Tommy and myself. Matty, you are available on the Midnite Mike Show. Every
second-class citizen on this podcast. I don't tweet from it.
No, but you can find him at Matty Jets on Twitter or X. I'm sorry,
I'm
X,
kidding.
folks.
By the way, I don't care. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, no, guys, thank you for tuning in. You can find me at Matty Jets. Again, I really enjoy doing this podcast. Part of me hopes Abe never comes back.
And Tommy, give your plugs for all the things that you do.
You can find me at ThomasCP _ NFL on Twitter, Inner City Jets on YouTube, Jets Uncovered, Jets X Factor, Gangrene Nation, and the league winners are doing some college football content credential this year. It's going to be fun.
I can tell you that Tommy's content is top notch. It's worth your time.
Awesome.
I appreciate that.
I mean, ours is too, right?
No, ours sucks.
That's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, follow us at Jets Uncovered on Twitter. For Tommy and Matty and Abe, who's not here, I am Midnite Mike, and see ya.